Hi, welcome to this series of tutorial on Jira. Issues are the building blocks of your Jira software project. A Jira issue refers to a single work item of any type or size that is tracked from creation to completion. An issue can represent an epic, story, bug, or any other task in your project. A project is quite simply a collection of issues that are held in common by purpose or context. Jira allows you to group issues by team, business unit, product, or stream of work as a project. For example, if you group your issues by team, you could have a marketing project, a development project, or a legal project. Every issue would be represented by an issue key specific to a project and an issue number. Select Backlog in the project menu. Backlog view is a dedicated space for defining and prioritizing your work where your team will take on now or in the future. The backlog view lists issues that your team plans works on as well as the issue currently on your team's board. Traditionally, the teams that work in a Kanban style don't use a backlog. If you work in a Scrum style, your backlog is where you plan and prioritize work to be done in the future sprints. User stories are the stories which are basically to track functionality or features expressed as user goals. Stories or user stories that represent requirements or needs from the perspective of the user. User stories are used to describe the work items in a non-technical language and from the user's perspective. We have a project called online shopping, and this document is usually created by product owner. A standard user story template follows a simple format. As a type of the user, I want to perform some task so that I can achieve some goal or result. This project contains epic, task or title, goal, user story, and acceptance criteria. This project has epics, and each epic has their respective user stories with title, goal, and acceptance criteria like authentication epic, products epic, shopping cart epic, and checkout epic. For example, authentication epic has a user story. As a first time user, I want to get registered into website so that I can log into website along with title as registered into website, goal as log into website and few acceptance criteria and so on. Let's add a register into website user story. When you hit the enter button, the issue is added to your backlog. Click on your user story to view its details like issue key, user story title, add attachments like document, images, etc. Add child issues like subtask, link issues to other issues, add dependency. Issue current status, which can be to do, progress, done. Enter issue or user story description and click save. An assignee, the person to whom this has been assigned to. Label, which are usually used to group or filter or search for the issues. If you have project features like sprints or estimation, you might see few other fields like sprint or story point. Sprint labels the issue or work with the sprint it belongs to. The story point is basically an estimation or the amount of effort that an issue or a task should take, expressed as numerically. A reporter is a person who entered the issue into the system. Set up issue type in your next-in project. You must be a Jira administrator to set up and manage issue types. Issue types distinguish different types of work in unique ways and help you identify or categorize and report on your team's work across your Jira. They can help your team build more structure into your working process. By default, next-in projects label all your tasks as tasks. If you choose to start with a Kanban project or story, if you choose to start with the Scrum project. To view your project's issue type from your project sidebar, select Project Settings, Issue Types. By default, next-in software projects come with these suggested issue types like Epic, Bug, Task, Story, Subtask. Epic. Agile teams use epics to track larger sections of work composed of smaller tasks, bugs, and user stories. Agile team use the bug issue type to track problems with their software, such as user interface discrepancies, broken functionality, or other niggles experienced by users. Story. Agile teams use stories to capture feature requests and development work expressed as user goals. Stories or user stories that represent requirements or needs from the perspective of the user. The task, a small, distinct piece of the work. You can use the task issue type to categorize miscellaneous tasks like technical investigations, administrative work, or other project adjacent tasks. Subtasks let you break down a bug, task, or story into smaller, discrete tasks. Subtasks are called children of standard issues like bugs, tasks, or stories. Create custom issue types in your next-gen project. You can create your issue types to truly customize how you track your project and information you collect to carry out different types of work. To add your own issue type, from the project sidebar, select project settings, issue types. From the sidebar, select add issue type. Give your issue type a name, description, and an icon. Then click on create. You can add up to 30 issue types. Your new issue type appears in the sidebar along the other issue types of your project used. You can set an issue type when you create a new issue in the project or on a board. Customize issue fields in next-gen projects. You must be a Jira administrator to customize issues field. Specific types of work require specific kinds of information for your team to successfully complete the task. Jira can collect and display this information to provide your team the context they need to get the job done. This extra customizable information appears in an issues field. You can customize each issue type to show different fields and collect the extra information your team needs to succeed. When you add fields to your issue types, they appear on all issues of that type. Fields you add, description fields in your project settings appear in the main content area of your issues. Fields you add to context fields in your project settings appear on the right side of your issues. If you drag fields under the hidden fields below the dotted lines, they appear on your issues when someone completes a field. By default, Jira software adds the following fields to your issue types. A summary, it's basically a brief or one liner of the task. This field is always required in Jira. A description of the issue, details of the work needed to be completed by the task. The current status of the issue, the current workflow status, and available transitions that move the issue through the workflows. An assignee, the person to whom this has been assigned to. Label, which are usually used to group or filter or search for the issues. If you have project features like sprints or estimation, you might see few other fields like sprint or story point. Sprint labels the issue or work with the sprint it belongs to. The story point is basically an estimation or the amount of effort that an issue or a task should take, expressed as numerically, not necessarily equivalent to an amount of time. A reporter is a person who entered the issue into the system. There are a few different types of fields you can customize to capture different types of information on your next gen projects. Like short text fields allow people to provide information. The paragraph fields allow people to provide information. Date fields allow people to provide date information using a calendar section. The labels field allow people to tag issues with reusable text snippets. The timestamp field allows people to provide the time of the day information using calendar and drop-down time selector. A number field allows people to provide numerical information. The drop-down fields allow people to select a single option from the list. Checkbox fields allow people to select multiple options from the list. The people field allow your team to insert people's name from across your Jira site into a field on your issue view. Jira also comes with a few commonly used fields you might consider adding, like priority, due date, start date, environment, time tracking, etc. A priority, it's an importance of the issue or task in relation to others in the project. A due date is an agreed time and date when the issue or task should be resolved. The environment, which is specific technical details that relates to the task. Time tracking, an interactive field that allows people to log their work, estimate remaining work on the task. A start date is a date when you begin your work or a task, issue, or epic. To add a field to your issue type, drag fields from the toolbar into the list of the fields. Jira highlights the area you can drop the fields into. The previously created fields list contains fields you created on other issue types, fields Jira software created for you, fields third party apps created for you. You can drag previously created fields into your issue type to reuse them. To rearrange the order of the field, in the new issue view, drag and drop the fields in the order you prefer. To remove a field, drag a field back into the fields toolbar. To view fields added to your issue type like priority, start date, and due date, go back to your project settings, click Backlog, select and click a issue to view its detail. Here, you can view fields added to your issue types like priority, start date, and due date. Let's add remaining user stories from online shopping project. You can change details of each of these user stories like description and assignee, labels, priority, start date, and due date, etc. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.